I love this first reading from the book of Tobit. It's kind of the apex of a relatively short book in the Old Testament, and it's a book that in many ways is as relevant today as it was 3,000 years ago. And I love in particular this reading, and I sort of begged Father Bill to let me preach today because I think this first reading is particularly relevant to folks who are married. I tried to think over the last day or so, is there any other example in Scripture of a couple praying together? We have Zechariah when the Baptist is to be named John, doing the Canticle of Zechariah in front of Elizabeth. We have Adam blaming Eve in front of God for his sin. We have lots of other examples. Perhaps Boaz, the great-grandfather of David, with Ruth when they agreed to become married. But this is the only example I can think of off the top of my head in either the Old or the New Testament of a couple praying together. And I think it's particularly instructive for all of us because so seldom as married couples do we actually pray together. It's interesting how their prayer goes. First, they bless the Lord, then they ask for his mercy, and then they sort of recite what marriage is supposed to be like and leave it in God's hand that he will be merciful. They basically say they fear not. Despite all of the troubles that Sarah has had in her marriages previously, despite all the poverty that Tobiah has had because of his father Tobit being a good man and becoming blind, they trust in God. There's two interesting modern examples that are sort of statistically significant on the importance of married couples praying together. In Bosnia-Herzegovina, it is a common practice that at a marriage, at the sacrament of marriage, that the priest gives the young couple a crucifix. And whenever they have a disagreement or an argument, they go into a room together with the crucifix and pray before the Lord. There have not been any divorces in that region in recorded memory, at least over 100 years. At the USCCB website for your marriage, they discuss something my wife and I have done and have taught. We do a very simplified version of it today that's called the couples prayer, and it kind of follows Ignatian spirituality, the Examen, but it also follows, if you read closely what Tobiah and Sarah prayed, it follows what they did. You offer blessings to the Lord. You put your daily problems before the Lord. You respond to your partner with love and thanksgiving for what they have provided to you, and you put the next day in the Lord's hands. The divorce rate in the United States is about 50%. If you exclude people who get serially married, in the older generation, somebody like Eva Gabor that gets married 7 times, it's about 33%. If you go to church regularly, it's about 24%. If you pray the couples prayer, which takes about 5 minutes at a time, 2 or 3 times a week, it's 0.1%. Place God at the center of your marriage, and he will bless you. God bless you.